Hey everyone, I'm Justin with AmericanMuscle.com, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at the BBK 1 3/4 inch long tube headers finished in the polished silver ceramic coating, available for all 2009 to 2023 5.7 liter rear wheel drive Chargers. Now, you should consider the BBK long tubes for your 5.7 if you're looking for one of the most affordable ways to get a set of long tubes on your ride, and don't expect to go for big power through larger forced induction setups down the road. A lot to talk about here with these headers, guys, so let's get into things. So right out of the gate here, guys, these headers from BBK will be a super affordable means to cranking the power and sound on your 5.7 Hemi at home. And that's always the big expectation when installing a set of long tube headers at the end of the day, right? Power-wise, well, without a tune, I'm saying owners are looking forward to maybe 10 to 20 wheel horsepower, somewhere in that ballpark. Again, without the use of any custom or can tuning, which is not required to install these long tubes. Now, I do want to circle back to what I mentioned earlier at the top of this video in regards to that 1 3/4 inch size primary. Personally, again, I think these are going to be great for the naturally aspirated, light bolt-on cars, and maybe even low boost supercharged applications, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend these long tubes on cars out there really gunning for big power through larger boost numbers. Instead, for that, I'd probably recommend you guys look into the slightly larger 1 7/8 inch primaries instead, as those will accommodate larger power goals a little bit better. But power goals aside, the change in exhaust sound and tone really is one of those things that I look forward to the most when installing a set of long tube headers. Almost always you can look forward to a rather large increase in volume of either your stock or aftermarket exhaust, and certainly going to add a bit more snarl to that tone overall. So right there, guys, a couple of your big features as far as power and sound is concerned. Certainly look forward to a little bit of both. And now let's move into the construction and materials portion of our video here, guys. And the BBK options in this case will utilize a heavy-duty 14 gauge mild steel for those mandrel bent 1 3/4 inch primaries. Flanges here, on the other hand, those are going to be a stamped 3/8 steel, and everything is finished off in BBK's polished silver ceramic coating. Now, that's one of a few different options on the site when it comes to the finished product from BBK headers. Now, one thing I do want to point out, guys, is that ceramic coating will not only work to help protect the steel from corroding long term, it's going to act as kind of a barrier in that regards, but it's also act as a thermal barrier as well, helping to keep those underhood temperatures down a little bit to maybe like a raw stainless header would. Now, finally, guys, the headers do include brand new hardware. They also kick in brand new gaskets if you'd like. Some owners in the customer review sections are a little mixed on the gaskets, the included gaskets. General rule of thumb is you really can't go wrong with OE stuff when it comes to that, but it's nice that they include these kind of as a last case scenario backup option, whatever you want to call it. Last but not least here, guys, I do want to point out that these headers do not include the catted connection, or any connection for that matter, needed to bridge the gap from the headers themselves to your factory or aftermarket exhaust. That's one thing BBK gives some owners the option of kind of customizing the system as they see fit. So you have a few different mid-pipe connection options here on the site, but just know that if you do want to install these long tube headers on your Hemi, you will need to grab one of those connection options. Typically, they're going to add about $500 to $600 onto the price tag. So just something to be aware of there. This isn't all in here, guys, with the headers. There is more to the equation. I do want to point out before moving into the pricing segment that these headers have a nearly perfect 5-star rating, hundreds of reviews, most of them really positive. So as always, going to encourage you to read up on some of those before making your final decision. Getting into the pricing a little bit more here, guys, and the BBKs, at least the options on the table with me today, are going to land you right in that mid to high $800 level, making them the second most affordable long tube on the site at the time of this video. They're only a few bucks more than the most affordable set, a BBK option that's going to boast a titanium ceramic coating. That coating, the titanium ceramic, it's a little duller, not quite as flashy as the polished silver ceramic that's on the table here for this video. Now, even though, again, yes, those prices are extremely affordable overall, as I just mentioned in the previous block, you have to factor in the additional mid-pipe adapter, which is not included with this particular kit. And that adapter will typically add about $600 to $700 onto the total price point all in. You can find a few different options when it comes to adapters here on the site. I do like that BBK gives owners the option to kind of customize or piece together their own setup. That's very cool, but it is something to just keep in mind. If you just can't buy these headers and install them without that pipe, you're gonna need the adapter. Now, even with that being said, $1,500 to $1,600 all in with the BBKs and the adapter. That's still a good bit more affordable than some of your more premium options on the site, such as like a Stainless Works, American Racing, things like that, that utilize a more expensive 304 grade stainless. They also already include those mid-pipe adapters. So yes, you're gonna be spending more money with those more premium level tiered options, but they're typically gonna boast better materials in addition to kind of being an all-in-one package. So you just really have to weigh what's important to you at the end of the day. Are you looking to stay more budget friendly? If so, BBK is really gonna be a great option for you. If you definitely don't mind spending a little bit more, then you might wanna consider like a 304 grade stainless option instead. Last but not least, let's move into the installation site. As always, guys, with long tube headers, we're gonna call this a pretty solid 3 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. At least a day to complete from start to finish, maybe a little bit more if this is your first time attempting long tubes on your Hemi. I always like to point out this is not for the novice mechanics out there. So if you have any doubts, you really don't have a solid tool setup at home, you might wanna leave this one up to your local shop instead. But wrapping this one up here, guys, if you are looking for more power and more sound out of your 5.7 Hemi at home for a very affordable price point, be sure to check out these headers from BBK right here at AmericanMuscle.com.